diseases. In this module, we will be learning basic principles and methods or strategies for disease control. After completing this module, you will be able to understand various principles on which these control methods are based. Learners will be also able to identify some of the effective control measures which can be applied to control common diseases of that area. Plants are affected by diseases, and these diseases cause heavy economic loss in the society. They also reduce the quality and quantity of food available to human beings. These diseases are also responsible for the loss of biodiversity, as well as they also increase the cost of agriculture. Men are trying to control these plant diseases since time immemorial. Our plant disease management system is based on the on five major principles, and these principles include avoidance of pathogens, exclusion of pathogen, reduction or eradication of pathogen inoculum, and providing resistance or immunization to the plants to fight against pathogen, and some integrated approaches. Avoidance of pathogen: this aims to enable the host to avoid contact with pathogen or to ensure that susceptible stage of the host and favorable circumstances for the pathogen should not coincide. Avoidance of pathogen can be applied by using selection of geographic area. Selection of appropriate or proper geographic area is important so that the plant which we are going to grow will remain safe and pathogens do not attack. How we can do this? We can select a geographic area which is free from that diseases in previous times. Another method which can be used for the avoidance of pathogen is the proper selection of field for cultivation. In this regard, we should take some important measures, like we should not grow the same crop again and again in the same field. For example, if we grow sugarcane in the same field, there are chances that the sugarcane crop will be infected by red rot fungus, that is Colletotrichum falciparum. We should also keep in mind that the field in consideration should have a proper water drainage system, and there should be no water logging, because water logging and high humidity may favor the occurrence of uh, downy mildew of bajra and late blight of potato, and also the red rot of sugarcane. Site selection is also important. Suitable soil selection can prevent many diseases. Another important practice or strategies is is the choice of time of sowing. By proper selection of time of sowing, we can reduce the occurrence of root rot of gram. If the gram is sown immediately after rains and high temperature, there are chances that gram plants will be affected by root rot diseases, because root rot disease is very common in high humidity. So, by manipulating the time of sowing or sowing the plants after some delay of rains, this can prevent the occurrence of disease. Selection of disease escaping varieties is very common and very effective. We have controlled black rust of wheat by using early maturing varieties. Selection of disease-free seeds and planting stock is important, where we use vegetative propagules for the plantation, especially in case of potatoes. It is also important to reduce the occurrence of diseases by modifying some cultural practices. Like, we should maintain proper distance between the plants, and we should prefer mixed cropping Depth of sowing is also important, and equally important is time and amount of irrigation. As we have already discussed that water quantity or humidity is very important factor in the incidence of diseases. Quantity and quality of fertilizers also affect the plant health because high nitrogen content may favor the development of some pathogens. The next principle is exclusion of pathogen. This principle favors the this principle aims to prevent the entry of pathogens into a country, state of area. So, by regulating the entry of these pathogens in particular area, we can keep our plants safe and we can improve the health of the plants. This principle is based on some regulatory methods. These regulatory methods include quarantine measures, seed certification, plant disease notification, and prevention of sale of diseased plants. Next principle is the reduction or eradication of pathogen inoculum. This aims to reduce or eradicate the number of pathogen propagules present in the field before crop is planted or which develop on or in the crop plants after the disease has established. This reduction can be maintained by applying some cultural methods, physical methods, using some physical factors like heat or hot water treatment, solar treatment, and also by chemical methods where we use effective fungicides and other chemicals, and the very economically sustainable method, that is the biological method. The next principle is by using resistant varieties of the host. We can use existing resistant varieties which are present in the nature, or we can add some genes which are resistant to that particular pathogen in our breeding programs. The next very effective approach is integrated approach. In this integrated approach, we use a combination of different disease management strategies with overall aim to develop sustainable system of disease management which is based on sound understanding of the whole crop ecosystem. This approach is very advantageous, and these advantages include this maintains the efficacy of host resistance, and there is very judicious use of agrochemicals. This is very eco-friendly and lowers the cost of control. So this way we can use and we can decide, we can select the appropriate method based on these principles. We should realize and we should discuss where and what methods will be helpful to reduce the incidence of the disease and also to cure that particular disease. Thank you.